the director of the film from Belgium, I would guess, on with us now. So I'll let him introduce himself and tell us a little bit about his film.
Yeah, everyone, I'm Lander Haverals, and I made the film Quatre Mains. It's a story about a very unimaginable friendship of people of two opposite ends of a belief system, who were young children during the war, but who became, yeah, they call it themselves brothers after the war, long after the war. And it's this, yeah, I think disarming brotherhood that gives this beautiful message of hope and reconciliation. That we all can learn something about. I have this friend who I made the film together with, Simon de Meulemeester. He's a writer, and he was writing a book about these two people, and he was talking about it, and he said, oh, it's such a shame, it's such a great story. I want to write it all down so that it doesn't get lost. And he asked if I could be able to put a camera on them so that we also would have the audiovisual material, and then we see what we do with it. And yeah, I started talking to these two people, and it just, yeah, it hit me very much, the story. And I was like, this is still a very important story today. And this story actually doesn't need much more than just to put the camera on them and to press record. But I still wanted to do a little bit more to it. I wanted to be able to reach an audience with it. So I thought, well, I can as well try and make it into a documentary. And then we started thinking about how to do that. But yeah, we didn't have any means because this wasn't for a broadcasting station or anything. So we had to keep it simple, but that was maybe, I think, when I look back at it, I think that was actually a plus because I think the story just tells itself, and it was important that they told the story, their own story, and that it was as pure and simple as possible. But I think in the end, just putting them on a chair and both telling their own story separately from each other, and then in the editing room mixing it together, and then one extra day of shooting where we actually put them together, was enough to find all these similarities in their life, although they're from a very opposite end of a belief system. Yeah, and I'm very grateful to these wonderful people that they wanted to share this story with me and to go through all this effort, because they're really not young anymore. And we filmed in a very cold basement, but they're so lovely and they really wanted to tell the whole story. We have hours and hours of material that we cut it to this half-hour piece. Because you can feel they still find it very important to tell their story and to connect the story to other people, so that we can learn from it maybe, so that these things won't happen again in the future.